Mr. Smith, on our first meeting, we've identified an issue for you as far as having extreme anxiety around thunderstorms. Uh,
You're right. I'm still very anxious around thunderstorms. I think it really stemmed, like I said in our first session, that it comes from my grandmother. She was very anxious during thunderstorms, and I think growing up and observing her, I think it was really just a learned behavior that I ended up acquiring from her.
Okay, and I see that you believe that this did come from when you were a child,
Yes.
being exposed to your grandmother and, seeing her experience extreme anxiety.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, may I propose another explanation of why you may be experiencing this?
You may. Yes, you may.
Okay, there's been significant research to show that many adults experience anxiety around thunderstorms. It's, especially because it's such a scary time, and this could be a normal response for you.
That might be possible.
Okay. Now, on a scale of 1 to 10, and 1 being the least amount of anxiety you can have, and 10 being the very most anxiety you can have, where would you rate your anxiety at this time?
I would rate mine around a 9. I'm pretty anxious during storms.
Okay, so you're pretty anxious during
Yeah,
storms.
I'd rate it around a 9.
Yeah. Okay. Now, as far as your anxiety, what would need to happen for it to come down, for it to be decreased? How do you see that? What do you see with that as far as what would need to happen to have your anxiety decreased?
I really don't know what would need to happen. I just know that what would make it better is if I just didn't pace the floor so much, or if I wasn't constantly checking the weather radar,
Mm-hmm.
or if I wasn't looking at the status of the incoming cloud,
Mm-hmm.
or things like that. I don't know what we can do to get me there, but those are the kind of things I'd like to overcome.
Okay.
And if those things were reduced or eliminated, then I know that I would be getting better.
Okay. And one way we can address your anxiety and work together is maybe establishing a goal or some goals toward that. A goal that's, specific, measurable, attainable, relevant, and time-bound. How does that sound to you?
Sounds okay. We can try something like that.
Okay. And I was just wondering, about proposing a goal such as maybe your anxiety being decreased, trying to decrease your anxiety from what we see now as a 9 on the scale, and trying to decrease that to being a 5 on the scale. And as far as time-wise, looking at maybe trying to have that decreased to a 5 in 4 weeks starting from today's date.
Okay, that sounds appropriate. That sounds appropriate.
Okay. And what do you feel would be a good first step toward working toward this goal?
I don't really know. What do you suggest?
Okay, as far as the goal, we could discuss as far as how we're going to meet and kind of take care of those items. As far as we could continue to meet here at the center for
Mhm.
1 time a week for the next 4 weeks.
Yeah, this works best.
Okay. We, as you and I together, we could participate in what's called cognitive behavioral therapy, and that is a therapy that has been proven to help with anxiety. It helps with your thoughts. It helps with your feelings and emotions toward this fear. We could, do that together. And I would also like to propose maybe you keeping a journal for the in-between times that, we're not meeting, as far as when a thunderstorm approaches, trying to keep a journal of how your anxiety rating might be during those times.
Okay, that sounds interesting.
Okay, so as far as we've come to the conclusion, as far as, being your issue is the anxiety surrounding your thunderstorms, meeting together for the next 4 weeks to try to bring down your anxiety level from a 9 to a 5, starting from today's date. We'll continue to meet here at the center. I will continue to help facilitate and counsel you as far as the cognitive behavioral therapy, and you would be able to continue to keep up that journal. Also, we'll review that journal together when you come back to each one of your sessions.
Okay, that's something I should bring then.
Yes.
Okay, I think I can do that.
And one of the most helpful things is as far as evaluating our progress. So I would propose, after 4 weeks, we do the 10-point scale again and kind of see where you're at with your anxiety, so we'll know exactly where to go from here.
Okay, to see if I'm decreasing.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you.